Yes, last week I just frankly was just too wiped out, so I had to just say, screw it, I can't do it. But this I figured I better get something up here to keep the yes, there's still a live channel. Waiting on some gear to show up here, which Kid Sister's me sending a bunch of stuff because she's going to Netherlands and is downsizing a lot. So we're getting a lot of crap out of the process. I also hoping to get some more stuff out of the storage, but today was just too wacky. Anyway, tonight, again, until Sam Calkins finishes what he's working on, I'm going back to Star Trek Continues. And like I said, I sent the usual Raptor invites. We'll see who shows up. Rose just going to stay in the audience here. And I did put a little tease out to, added, Vic, hey, we're talking about your stuff, so you want to come by. Come to our whopping massive audience. I don't know. Anyway, again, I do this mainly for the repeats because most people don't show up at this time of night. But this one, we're going to continue on the sequence here, doing Still Treads the Shadow. If anyone's curious, it's a part of the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Still treads the shadow of his foe. And this is basically a follow-up to the Tholian Web. And it's written by the same gal who wrote the Tholian Web. So that, again, we're still maintaining a good connection with the original series in that respect. And I remember when I was down there in Kingsland this first time, asked Vic during the Q&A session, was this some scheme to try and get Shatner in to play Old Kirk? No. For one thing, we couldn't afford his fee. And then if I thought about it, actually, yeah, no, Shatner cannot afford. He's got himself in a position he can't afford to undercut his own status by showing up in a fan film. As much as we might love for him to show up, as Kirk in a Star Trek and something like Continues or or Phase 2, he couldn't afford it because it would. Well, you showed up with these guys for free, or something. So it would damage his own marketability. So yeah, I just thought about actually no. But that was also a chance for again Vic to get all done up in the old age makeup and do some voice acting of his own here because there's the voice of the evil computer. But there's this whole thing. They basically created it's kind of borrowing a page for when Riker got transporter cloned into Tom Riker. They essentially did the same thing with the entire Defiant and Kirk. And so you still don't have any. It stays consistent with the Defiant being pulled into the mirror universe by the Tholians, but also this duplicate base being formed of the Defiant. So you can have both things. That's one thing about this show that they did. They're staying consistent, even when it appears they totally shatter it. No, they're not actually. They're staying very consistent. Again, that's why Rod Roddenberry said that if his dad were still around, he would consider this show canon. They're showing far more respect for canon than anything in the. I just had a little Twitter thing on, I guess one of the guys who works on the show, on the new shows. I don't know if this works with canon. I give up. There's no reconciling with the canon. Just admit it. It's an alternate timeline already. And I'm like, there's no plans to build. Look, it's simple. If you want to do a show like a certain franchise, but you don't want to be tied down to the traditions of the history of that franchise, call it something else. Don't appropriate the name and legacy of that franchise if you're not going to follow the dictates of it. Star Trek is a period piece. There are certain rules that it's like if you're doing a Western. What year are you doing the Western? Well, this gun didn't come out to this time. This is how they dressed back then. This is who was president. This is how far the Army got. This is what Indians were in the area. You got to follow certain rules, okay? You don't get off by saying, it's a fictional. No, you don't get off that way, It's a common thing, the SCA. That's not period, Like you're trying to do a Scotsman in a certain area. No, they didn't have kilts at that point. They were outlawed, Or if you want to call yourself Campbell, you're going to get crap from a lot of people because the Campbells turned on the Scots and sided with the English. That sort of thing, So that if you're going to do a Star Trek show, you damn well better research it and know what are the dictates of the period you're setting it in. That's also why I sing the High Heaven, Lower Decks. Because they want to do their own uniforms, but they're not saying That's their own division of Starfleet. When we see someone from regular Starfleet show up, it's the gray shoulders, black and the colored undershirt. Mainline Starfleet is not these guys. That gives them plenty of leeway, but they're working within the sandbox, and they love working within that sandbox. They make it quite clear because most of they'll do reference, but Lower Decks, they know how to do it because they know what they're talking about. These guys are fans. This and Prodigy, the only two things where actual fans are in charge and are writing this thing. The other ones, it's like Mech and Rob just said, they're getting their cues from Big Bang Theory. Oh, that's what. Yeah, we need a reference to that and that, and they're not bothering to look up what this actually means. They just pulled out Cybok for the last episode. It's like, what? Really? And along that lines, when the hell was Cybok imprisoned? They never said that about in Star Trek V. They were never imprisoned. He was a renegade, but I'm giving up. I'm not sure why I'm going to keep downloading. I got him on download. I haven't watched him yet. I don't think I'm going to watch him. I have no reason to. But we're here to uphold what little good Star Trek we have in our world, and that is right now Strange New Worlds, and with a few other outposts here. No, not Strange New Worlds. No, Star Trek continues. They're the ones who know what they're doing. They knew what they were doing there, and the sets are still there. So I imagine if you have a good enough story to come up with, and you can coax everyone, get the band back together, we could probably crank out a few more of these guys. At least a couple of them. Yeah. If they're not busy, that's the thing. Now it'd be like, why didn't the Beatles get back together? They inspired the Hatchets long before, by the mid '70s, but that is a matter of getting them all together at the same time because they all have their own careers going. But they would have been even just getting them together for an album was a pain in the butt. Never mind a live show. Anyway, I'm stalling. So let's go ahead and just get everything lined up here and get on into it here. We should set this off properly here.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Captain's log, stardate 6563.4. A nascent singularity has been reported near the uninhabited Cressida system. The Federation has assigned a gravitational wave engineer to the Enterprise for our investigation.
Are we there yet?
Not yet.
Are we close?
Mr. Chekhov.
Approaching Cressida 2 now, sir.
Take us out of warp, Mr. Zulu?
Aye, sir. Switching to impulse.
All right.
What the blazes?
I'm detecting a significant gravimetric field, sir. Stronger than we anticipated.
There's no guarantees of black holes.
Sensors confirm a massive shift in the system. The event horizon has consumed planets 3 through 8.
Yikes.
In 10 days?
Hold on.
It is possible an interphasic rift has thinned the structure of space-time in this region.
I'd say that's our cue to hightail it out of here.
No! Jim!
Captain, we are here to study the effects of singularities on space-time.
With all due respect, we nearly lost the captain to a dimensional kill zone like this a year ago.
Scott to bridge. Captain, it's taking every ounce of our engines to maintain this position.
Understood. Just hold her together, Scotty. Samara, how long do you need to finish your assessment?
6 hours. Minimum.
Captain, an unusual reading nearby.
What kind of reading?
Lieutenant, I'm attempting to extrapolate the data into audible sound.
That's no engine.
Uhura, can you speed it up?
That's a heartbeat.
Confirmed. One set of life signs.
It's a heartbeat of America.
The moon's destabilizing, sir.
Spock, can we get a transporter lock on that life form?
I think something else is blue up there.
Still detecting faint life signs. I think we can rule out the moon.
Yeah, getting Rekka was quite a thing there because she was mainly known at this point for being on Battlestar Galactica.
Magnify the primary hub.
Now, mind you, this is on her IMDb page. So, hello.
Defiant.
Affirmative. The ship's wave signature is out of phase from when we last encountered it. And life support has been reestablished.
Life support? There was no one left alive on board.
There is now.
Okay.
Spock, this time, if anything happens while I'm away,
I shall secure the
safety of the Enterprise.
Yes.
Jinx.
No, get your funk ass out of here.
I must protest. I should be investigating that rift.
Your protest is noted.
If that ship fades away with me in it, I'm going to come back and haunt the whole lot of you.
Energize.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I like to think this time they beamed straight to their transporter room instead of somewhere on the ship. I don't remember that ceiling piece in the turbo lift. And yes, I've been in that turbo lift. Sneak around behind, nobody caught me thing. When they was getting there, okay, yeah, and I could just open these doors and get in real trouble because everyone's out there milling on the bridge. Yeah, there's very little room behind that console and the back wall of the warehouse area. Yes.
Kirk Enterprise. The
Somebody
bridge is empty. It was filled with dead crewmen the last time I was here.
Captain, maybe we can examine the ship's logs, figure out what happened.
Transferring.
And somehow there's a cup of coffee on the
Scott
bridge.
to Captain. Somebody's been souping up the engines. Should make at least 115 now.
415.
Cutting in, Captain?
Go ahead, Bones.
You should have listened when I said we should hightail it out of here.
Why?
Come
Get
see
down
for
here.
yourself.
On my way.
Okay.
What is it, Doctor?
You know, generally, when you hear that tube is off to the side. It's like,
Space. The
but still
final
in sick,
frontier.
it's kind of all in.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Oh. Okay, not a problem. All right, we'll see about next time here.
Captain's logs.
Yeah, Judy Burns wrote the
We've
Dolan
returned
Web.
from the Defiant, at least some version of the Defiant, with a cryonically preserved man on board. A familiar man.
Uh-huh.
Jim,
Mm-hmm.
he's you.
That's possible. Clone, maybe?
I did a full DNA scan. No genetic drift. He's you, all right, just much older.
Mm.
I don't understand.
Let's give him some room to work, lass.
Bones, how long to...
De-ice him? Not sure. I'll let you know when I do.
Yeah, so far she's a much more sympathetic character here than in Discovery.
Captain, my research theorizes that rogue singularities can pass through realities, move from universe to universe.
Spock, what do the logs show?
They are encrypted, but from what we've managed to decipher, apparently the Defiant discovered this so-called black hole as it phased into our reality. The ship, however, is unable to complete its transfer.
So she's stuck. Half here, half there. And you say she can manage warp 15?
Aye, according to the engineering logs, her engines have been modified over a long period of time.
But we just saw her a year ago.
Time is not an absolute, Captain. It is, as Einstein surmised, relative.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever space the Defiant has been, time obviously moves more rapidly.
But if the man we found was the only one alive on the ship, and who overhauled the engines?
Who do you think? He's had a lot of time on his hands.
He insisted on seeing everyone.
Scotty.
Captain? Is that really you?
Last time I looked in the mirror, whenever that was. How are you so young?
Again, I'm going to ask you the same thing on the other way. How are you so damn old?
All this time, I thought you left me.
Yeah, Vic really gets to act his heart out here, you know.
I thought I'd never see you or the Enterprise ever again.
You were mistaken. That would never happen.
Yeah. Hi.
I don't expect a hug. Is this really necessary? It is for now.
Jim?
Yep.
Avi.
Yep.
Avi Samar. Samar arrived a few days ago.
It was amazing what a baggy shirt can do for you, you know?
I'd given up hope of seeing you. All of you. A long time ago.
But you're him. How?
No clue. I thought I was abandoned.
Nobody was abandoned, as you could see for yourself.
What's the last thing you remember before you thought we'd left you?
Well,
You were beaming me back to the Enterprise. And for a moment, everything was transparent. And then you were gone. And I was back on the Defiant. I managed to reactivate life support right before my oxygen ran out.
That's not possible.
Unless a divergence field.
Such a phenomenon is purely hypothetical.
That's the only plausible explanation, Mr. Spock. Two Defiants, 2 Jim Kirks. I don't know where our Defiant went, but when it was in interphasic space, it must have been duplicated, and so was the captain.
And our Defiant went to the mirror universe where it founded the
How
whole.
long?
Based on physiological age? 60 odd years.
217.
Whoopsie!
Perhaps 218. I was put in cryo most of that time.
Obviously.
Put in cryo? How could you be put in cryo?
Bridge to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here, go ahead, sir.
Captain, the Klingon vessel has just entered the system.
Go to Yellow
Oh,
Alert.
okay.
Spock, you and Scotty get to the nuclear electronics lab. Run a full subspace scan on the Defiant. Find me some answers. Tomorrow.
I was about to think, I don't think the Klingons ever made a... No, this is the one time the Klingons show up in this run. I'm trying to... Do we see anybody on screen, or just the ship?
It's a D7 battle cruiser, Captain. They're holding position off our port bow.
The Klingons are instructing us to leave the sector. They claim salvage rights over the Defiant.
Any record of a Klingon claim to the Cressida system?
None, sir.
Send the following reply from Enterprise. The Federation recognizes no such...
Oopsie!
Don't know, sir, but that phaser blast went right through their shields.
Their power grid's offline and they've lost attitude control.
And there they go.
Being drawn into the black hole. Can we get a tractor beam on it?
Too far, Captain.
Yeah, you can't really lay salvage on a ship that doesn't want to be salvaged.
Where did that phaser fire come from?
Well, it didn't come from us, sir, that's for sure.
Well, if we didn't fire...
There's only one other ship in the area. Hi!
But there's no one on board.
Uhura,
Huh?
open a channel to that ship.
Someone to tell us that, Captain?
Captain?
It's good to see you.
No, about that channel.
All of you.
Yeah.
Patch me through to the Defiant. Tiberius.
Oh, boy.
Jim, what are you doing?
And now Vic gets to show off his voice acting skills.
Ty, you're wrong. Wrong. They didn't leave me. They didn't leave me. Don't trust them, Jim. Please. Another Kirk? How many of us are there? I am the protector of James Kirk. I am James Kirk. There was an anomaly. Your entire ship, including your version of me, is a copy. We didn't know he existed until now. He's telling the truth, Tiberius.
Well, gotta call him something.
Given the extended time frame involved, it's possible the Defiant's computer developed rudimentary multitronic circuits.
Artificial intelligence. I saved your life. I took care of you. You kept me sane. Yes, we have been closest friends. Don't leave your friend for them.
Oh,
Tiberius, if Jim is your friend, why did we find him unconscious in cryostasis? We wandered for over 2 centuries. He would have died if I hadn't preserved him until I could get him home. I am home. Thanks to you. Jim, don't leave me. Ty,
Please.
Send my friend back.
Now, wait
Captain,
just
the
a
Defiant's
goddamn
weapons are
second.
charging.
Red alert.
Ty, don't do this.
Torpedo detonation. 500 meters off our starboard bow.
If he's trying to get our attention, mission accomplished. Charge phaser banks.
Phasers ready.
Fire.
No! You can't give him the power! It feeds the dark! The dark! Ah!
Let's get you back to sickbay.
Yeah.
Captain?
I'll explain later, if I can. Sulu, get us out of here.
Wait! The black hole's event horizon. It's expanded.
Whoopsie.
Confirmed. The Defiant's torpedo compromised our position. If we move,
We'll be drawn in.
It's not good. I haven't watched this in a while. So why for that?
Enterprise.
Lieutenant, can the Defiant leave the system?
No, that would require further expansion of the rift, sir.
You hear that, Tiberius? You can't fire on us without hurting your captain. And we can't fire on you without risking my crew. So why don't we call a truce? Share resources, knowledge. Maybe we all leave here safely.
I'm not interested in your safety after what you did to my friend.
Your friend is in pain. Why?
I did what I needed to save him. When I found him, he was as young as you. Now, he's a shadow of his former self.
Take care.
Oh, boy.
The shadow can be larger than the man that casts it. Close channel.
Okay.
Spock.
Miss Samar's hypothesis was correct. The Defiant is a precise duplicate of the vessel we previously encountered, as is the other James Kirk. He is, for all intents and purposes, real.
Sir, we can't stay here too long. We're being bombarded by Hawking radiation.
Kirk to Scott.
Uh-huh.
Can we allocate more power to the shield grid?
Aye, but I found something I think you should see.
Meet me in sickbay.
Okay.
Sulu, you have the con.
Captain?
I need you here on the bridge studying the rift, Avi.
Yeah.
If anyone can get us out of here on a wing and a prayer, it's you.
Oh, jeez.
It's a bonny piece of tech, all right. Neural interface, self-charging power cell.
You think it's the answer?
Answer to what? Where's your patient?
My patient is with Dr. McKenna. There's nothing physically wrong with him. He's just old.
And this wee devil, we
Right.
found it in the Defiant's cryotube.
It is forbidden to remember. Know you are safe.
Oh,
Dark will send us home. It is forbidden to remember.
about 100 years of subliminal influence.
The dark will fulfill your directive.
Fascinating.
It
A
is
subliminal transceiver, a brainwashing device.
Probably triggered a pain response whenever the other captain, tried to remember something. Something he'd been told to forget.
But he's away from it now.
Well, he's been conditioned, Jim. The effects are long-lasting. I could synthesize a Theragun derivative to help him overcome it, but I'll need to know more about this device.
Again with the Theragun. Name of that.
It's almost as if Tiberius is trying to protect the old man.
Jim, are you listening to yourself? Old man, my patient, our guest? What happened to Captain or Jim?
How would you feel, Bones? Seeing another you, an older you, standing right in front of you? Years of pain, loss, loneliness on your face, in your eyes.
Bridge to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here, Sulu.
Sir, we've managed to decrypt some of the Defiant's visual logs.
On our way.
Okay.
Ship's log, stardate unknown. I've managed to reestablish life support. But I think the Enterprise is gone. I am marooned here. There's enough food and power on the ship for an entire crew. Should last me indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
Defiant personnel, all dead, deserve proper burials. Seems only fitting I take them to the transport room and beam them into space.
Mm-hmm.
Burial at sea.
Yeah, how'd you like to drag 430 people all by
Ship's
yourself
log.
to the transporter?
Stardate. The Enterprise isn't coming back. My friends left me here. Reprogramming the ship's computer. Giving it a new prime directive. To get me home. He's developing a personality. Tell him stories, play chess. He's imprinting on me.
Oh boy.
As if one Jim Kirk wasn't enough.
Alright.
31 years. 27 parsecs of nothing. Jim, it's all right. We'll break through. We'll get you home. It's just a matter of time. McCoy would have told you.
It's like Hal, only slightly psychotic. You know?
Time. I have nothing but time.
And I said, well, that could have been you.
What is it?
Just remembering something.
Okay.
Home. I treasured when I was young. Is this the hill? Is this the kirk? And I with sobs did pray. Oh, let me be awake,
my God.
or let me sleep always.
The Ancient Mariner.
Adrift in a wasteland.
And yet you survived.
You call this surviving?
Well, you're still breathing, ain't you, Sparky?
4 months. It took me 4 months to carry them.
Ugh.
Every crewman. To carry every crewman on the ship down.
I think he could have sped that up just by working from the transporter, beam them in, then beam them back out. You know?
The old mariner was given a second chance to remind others not to lose faith or hope.
Yeah.
Counselor. How is it?
Well,
as we can only imagine. All those years alone, everything that defines you and gives you purpose torn away. Your sole companion, a computerized reimagining of yourself.
One man, two minds.
One of those minds was tampering with the other. He's struggling with a deep sense of betrayal. In the past from his ship and crew, and now in the present from his only friend for the last 60 years.
How do we help him? Help us.
He needs to know that even though he lost all those years, he hasn't lost who he is. What would you need to hear most if you were him? Because, sir, you are. If you need anything, just call.
Well.
Reminiscing. Reconnecting. When memories are all you have, they either fade away completely or take on too much significance. Well, no one could accuse Avi Samara of being insignificant when we were 15 years old. 16. She rebuilt that biplane for our birthday. The Grim Reaper. Nearly plowed that cornfield with our skulls when the seatbelts broke. I used to yell, "How far are we going?" And she would yell, "All the way."
No, that's not photoshopped at all. Why would you think so?
You don't realize how rich your life is until all the comfort, structure, family, friends are ripped away. It's like being thrown into prison. You know you'll never see your shipmates again. Never find someone to love. Someone to have your back. Find a way home. Years go by and you finally realize, are you even a captain when you have no crew? Are you a leader if no one is following? You know your crew wouldn't leave you, not intentionally. But the decades pass, and they never come back. You can't even replace them. You can't integrate into a new society. There are no societies. No planets, no sun, no galaxies. Nothing but endless light years of void. And your only friend is a voice. Tiberius. When does a machine become conscious? I don't know. When there's no one around to say it can't. I never said he couldn't. So he did. And now he's as self-aware as he is invincible. If he's self-aware, perhaps he can be reasoned with. He caught me reprogramming the chess simulator once so that I could beat him. Teach him what it's like to lose. He didn't like that much. He's hiding something. Something you'd never agree to. Something so horrific that you could never face it.
Oh boy.
Dark. What is the dark? try. Remember.
Who is Darkman?
It's
Bridge to Captain Kirk. The Defiance engines are beginning to generate a warp field. Power level 12.
Has she moved?
No, sir. But the rift is starting to emit some sort of dark matter.
Whoopsie.
Dark matter.
The dark. The dark.
Keep me posted, Jeff. Kirk out.
Years. Years of nothing but black. Computer suggests new engine design. Power to open a rift home. Year 51. Computer. Sentient. Caring. Controlling.
He needs a sedative.
Event horizon. Shared realities. Two black holes must not merge. Trap it! Trap it!
His blood pressure's going through the roof.
Yeah, we don't know if it cause a stroke here. So we're not doing anybody good.
The other side of the portal, Captain.
Another black hole. A binary system.
Thousands of times larger. Tiberius. Determined to blast through the rift.
Disruption of space to that extreme would likely manifest the additional singularity.
If they merge, destroy the entire sector.
I pleaded with him. Tried to shut him down. I tried.
The Defiance computer must have drained the oxygen, enough to incapacitate him. Then
beamed him into that cryotube, fed him that subliminal lullaby.
Sir, I analyzed the device. I reckon it was obstructing more than we thought. I think it discovered part of the computer's kill code algorithm.
Are you saying you can shut down Tiberius?
Not from here. We could get the laddie a right wallop, but...
But we cannot control the Defiant without someone on the Defiant.
I can't send him back. So for now, a wallop will have to do. Thank you. Spock, find me the rest of that kill code. I'll be on the bridge.
Jim? How is it with you, Dottie?
She's an incredible engineer.
That's not what I meant.
You
Well,
remember,
the first time she's seen each other.
each chose our separate paths. Nothing's changed.
With enough time. Some things do.
Now I'm guessing I figure this is where command code briefings can start to become a really good idea.
But someone has to stop Tiberius.
I suppose you think that has to be you.
Please, Doctor, no more lectures. Too old.
It's a good thing you're still strong as an ox and as stubborn as a mule. That subliminal conditioning could have given you one whale of a stroke.
I've been called a lot of animals in my time. But never all at once.
Spock, tell me you got a plan to defeat that evil twin.
Not an appropriate description, Doctor. A computer lacks the capacity for evil. It knows only logic.
Look here, you green-blooded A computer lacks the capacity for a lot of things. For 200 years, Jim thought we abandoned him in that void. He was angry with us. Hell, he probably hated us. But after all that time, he was able to forgive. Because he's human. Tiberius doesn't get that, Spock. At the end of the day, he's just a machine. An intelligent machine with no mercy and no understanding. If that's not evil, I don't know what is.
If you will excuse me, Doctor, I must complete my analysis of the evil twin.
Oh, boy.
Status?
Captain, the Defiant has escaped the portal.
On screen.
Okay, this is not necessarily a good thing here.
Sir?
On my signal. Ship to ship.
I can.
Tiberius! If those two black holes merge, you can kiss every sun, planet, and creature in this sector goodbye.
We're experiencing undertow from both singularities.
Sulu, we need to ride the face of that gravitational wave just under the crest.
I'm a native San Franciscan, sir. I was born on a surfboard.
Just
do it.
The planet.
I give it my best ride.
Full stop.
Where are you, Kirk? Send my friend back. Save his life.
Tiberius, close the portal, please. I'll come back. You want him back? Why don't you put your money where your ship is? How about a game of chess?
The stakes.
Oh, boy.
You win, you get him back. You can do what you want with us. But if you lose, you tow us to safety. And we figure out a way to close the rift together. What'll it be? Game? Or no game?
Agreed.
Okay.
Bishop to Rook's level 2. Your move.
Queen to King's level 1.
That will result in checkmate of your king within 7 moves.
We'll see.
Knight to King's level 1.
Queen to Queen's level 3.
That makes no sense.
Seems perfectly obvious to me.
Okay.
What have you done?
Your queen has lost her head.
You cheated.
You cheated when you brainwashed your friend.
I will not. I will not.
Yes, we're not going to do the usual Kirk foo turning the computer itself.
Please tell me he's not dead.
No, just a bad headache.
A Trojan horse program. You never intended to send him back.
Hell no.
How long before the Defiance auto-diagnostic restarts the computer?
Usually about an hour.
You got that long.
Uhura, all senior officers to the briefing room.
Aye, sir.
You too, Samara.
Retrieve a couple of forks here.
All senior officers, Captain.
Yeah, who gave you the day off? Come on.
I don't know how long our engines can maintain this position before we're either pulled into interphasic space or that bloody black hole.
The Defiant's got power to burn. Am I right?
Far as I can tell, Jira crystallizes her dilithium at 4 times our highest rate.
You're thinking the Defiant might be able to close the rift. Block it so we don't get stuck in the backwash.
Tiberius will never do that.
Currently, Tiberius is unable to do anything. I have successfully determined the memory purge subroutine, Captain. Utilizing that, one could delete the AI and manually pilot the Defiant back into the portal.
I know that ship. And Tiberius. I'm the logical one to go.
You're in no shape for something like that.
I can manage, Bones. No doubt. She'll be busy captaining the Enterprise. I'm going.
Now, wait a minute here.
Captain, this is highly alarming.
Are you mad? Anyone who goes through that rift is a dead man.
I don't want command of the Enterprise. She's not my ship anymore.
She's always been your ship. You know, we're like the lines on your face, gray in your hair. Love her as much as I do. Maybe more now.
Well,
you didn't cause this to happen. It was my decision to leave the Defiant last. You spent a lifetime paying for that decision. Between the Tholians and the portal, I was lucky. You weren't. No more arguments. I'm going.
Captain, you don't need an expert to handle the engines while you helm the ship. I'd be honored.
They'll need you here, Scotty.
I've studied the data Mr. Scott recovered. I can do it.
But if you don't know how to do...
No buts. I've been building engines since I was 12.
You
sure?
Okay.
Samara, you're with me.
Thank you, Captain.
Transport room in 20 minutes, gentlemen. Dismissed.
Sparko talks some sense.
Okay, how are we going to save the captain from himself?
I both know he will not change his mind.
Samar and I will tow the Enterprise to a safe distance. Then we'll enter the rift and seal it. After that, Captain, don't do this. You just take good care of the Enterprise, Captain.
And take care of yourself.
Oh boy.
For all times.
Alrighty.
Jim. I can't convince you not to do this, can I?
Not this time, Bones.
The kill code sequence. Once inserted, input your override sequence.
Meanwhile...
What are you doing?
Giving the Enterprise the best chance she's got. Her real captain at the con.
This will only last a minute or two.
Time is of the essence.
You with me?
All the way.
All right.
Energize.
Here's the case, and straight to the bridge, I think. Yeah. Turbo lift takes too long. Let's just
power up the engines. I'll lay in a course for the portal.
My God. Dark matter.
Oh, boy.
It's breaking down the interphasic barrier.
Break for tractor beam. Let's tow the Enterprise free.
Oh, jeez.
There's no
Not
way.
now.
I know you can think. Can you not also feel? The people who created your programming, the programming from which you were born, ideals of mercy, forgiveness, stored in your mind, they mean nothing if you destroy those who share them. They left you, abandoned you to wander the emptiness of space alone, with no hope. But I saved you. We gave each other hope.
Jim, we're out of time.
I don't want to put you back in cryo, Jim. Don't force me.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez.
Life support is shutting down.
I'm sorry, my friend.
Stop. Please stop, Jim.
I'm sorry.
Please, don't, Jim.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer,
Enterprise to Defiant.
All right.
Enterprise to Defiant.
Yeah. Hold on.
Kirk here. I know how hard that was for you, Captain. You had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
As for my senior officers, they were acting under my orders, Captain. It's a little late for a court-martial.
Meanwhile, we have other matters at hand here.
Gravitational wake is increasing.
Activate tractor beam. Enterprise, prepare to be towed.
Time to haul ass.
More power to the engines. Scotty, get us out of here.
Hold on to your bustle. We're making a run for it. Moving pulse.
All right. All right.
Is the Enterprise safe?
Yes, sir, she's free.
All right, then. Once more into the breach, dear Avi.
Oh, boy.
Captain, you're entering the rift.
Scotty.
Well, that was part of the plan, wasn't it?
Not a player's chance.
Wait, what are you doing?
You can't risk this happening again, Avi. There's only one way to seal the rift permanently. This is a one-way trip, Avi. It always was.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I killed the autopilot, so I have to stay. You don't.
Oh, boy.
No.
Kirk to Enterprise. Scan for a pattern-enhancing
I
beacon.
have a what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One last gift from Plebeians.
No.
Bye.
I never forgot you, Avi. I never will.
Jim.
All right. All righty.
Enterprise, do you have her? She's safe.
Send me back. Send me back.
Now, wait a minute here.
Take care, Avi. See you on the other side.
And here we go. Now just open space.
He's all alone.
And now someone needs to explain what happened to that Klingon ship. Okay. I might check out that one next time, but somehow the Civil War ran. It just kind of left me a little cold on the other one. Okay. Let's see which one is which here. Okay, and of course the relevant rights, and they reserve the right to do what they want. So we'll kill that. And as that follows, we should go and follow this up with the blooper reels here. So let's get that lined up here. We'll get that out of here. Yeah. Get some bloopers going. All right.
Captain, we are here to study the effects. 4445-F, take one, Mark.
And just give me some shimmies. Ready? Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. There you go. Nailed it. All right.
They're being drawn into the black hole.
We get a tractor beam on them. Why do I can't say that?
They're being drawn into the black hole.
Can we get it?
They're being drawn into the black hole.
Can we get it? Tasks me and I will give no hope of seeing you, any of you, a long time ago.
But you're him.
How? Huh? But you're him. How? Oh.
They're being drawn into the black hole.
Can we get a track? Tiberius will never do that.
Hey, it's good to see you. Currently.
Hey, I've got a plan. Samara and I will go to Luby's, and you take care of Tiberius.
This is good.
Makes me feel 90 again.
You're straining. He's heavy. And action.
This will only last a minute or two.
4.
21-G, take one, Mark.
Another cook. How many of us are there?
Not enough.
Please. Line.
Please tell me he's not dead.
Please tell me. Line.
Solo! Fire everything we got!
Reset.
Tell me he's not dead.
Cut.
That's a keeper.
Okay, switch. You guys looking at
These buttons don't do anything.
If we move,
We'll be drawn in. Record. You don't know pain.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, they're all on Velcro because I can get them from room to room. They only have a certain number of those things.
Status?
Captain, the Defiant has escaped the portal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Play this. It'll render pseudo unconscious.
Step out.
Stand by to engage engines. Set a course. That's a
Saying it's over. Your drug is a heartbreaker.
That hasn't happened for the longest time.
Okay, we're gonna get hit on
please.
My research theorizes that rogue singularities can pass through things.
If that ship fades away with me in it, I will be dead.
Busey, missile incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Damn it, man.
I have successfully determined the micro machines. It's a thing from the 90s.
So, hey, Scott.
Detecting high levels of pheromones. Samara?
How's your prostate?
Upward Farm remembers.
Fearless Lita in his natural habitat. This is his dance, and this is his song.
Don't stop me now if you want to have a good time. Give me a call. My name is the
Space unicorns
Oh,
soaring
God.
through the stars, delivering the rainbows all around the world.
Or let me sleep.
All right.
Oh, God.
The Ancient Mariner.
No, it was Dr. Seuss.
Scotty, the transporter.
What, that's the fence?
Oh, God.
Doors.
Yeah, the doors actually are quite loud.
I'll make her pay for that.
So the structure of not FaceTime.
No, Snapchat.
For the Empire. Tiberius, you little. Oh hell! I'm going to Cracker Barrel.
Okay, so let's get that on here. That's the bloopers. There's one more thing I want to dig up. It's actually from Larry Nemechek's channel, and a little interview with Rekha Sharma about being on this thing, and she kind of got dressed up for the occasion here. So let me just pull it up here. Go. And all will be revealed below here. How long is this, by the way? 10 minutes.
Hey, Trekland, we are here fresh on the set of Star Trek Continues, of course, and talking to our latest guest star, Rekha Sharma. Whoa, Rekha. You look amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're all dolled out as the ensign here.
You got our uniform for the occasion.
Starfleet officers are not dolled out. Excuse me.
Right.
You look amazing, though.
Thank you.
Here on the bridge of Star Trek Continues. How did you?
Which is incredible. I mean,
Yeah,
check
what do you
this
think?
set out. It's totally far out, is what I think.
Were you bowled over when you got the first look-see at the set?
Oh yeah. I was. I knew I was excited to see the set, but I was like, sort of like, oh, whenever it's convenient for Vic, no big deal. Looking forward to seeing it. And I get here, and he starts showing it to me, and I started to shake a little bit. Got a little verklempt. I wasn't expecting that. But
Nick is very proud of those sets.
It made
and
sense.
rightly
They were
so.
saying, like, you know, you kind of go back to whatever age you were when you started watching Star Trek. And for me, I was pretty young. I think it was like grade 5 or 6.
I was going to ask you, if you were a fan or what?
Yeah. Original Star Trek. My big brother, who's almost a decade older than me, he got me started watching the show. He was like, check this out. I know it's old, but trust me, it's really cool. And he was like, part of the charm is that it's old and cheesy. And so I was like, okay. I sat down and watched it, and that was it. Every day after school, I would come home, and my friends would be watching whatever their silly shows were on at the time.
Yeah.
I'd be watching the original Star Trek.
And you're growing up where?
In North Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you go on to the other Star Treks, or did you stay a original series?
I did watch some Next Generation.
The quote unquote modern shows.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I kind of lost interest, honestly. I like Next Gen, but then all the other ones following, I would watch a little bit of, but they didn't have the same charm that the original.
And real life was probably knocking by then, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was no longer in grade 5. I was, you know, well into. It was all about boys.
Well, we know you from Battlestar, and what's some other things that people should know you from?
The Supernatural, Smallville. I don't know.
I mean, we're in IMDb land, but has anything prepared you for? I mean, what did you think? Let's get back to that. How did you wind up here on the bridge specifically?
I met Vic Mignogna at FedCon this spring, and you know, he was just a lovely fellow, and we chatted. And
that's where Vic gets all his guest stars at
the
conventions.
show that he was doing, and I didn't think anything more of it. I just thought it was lovely to meet him, and we exchanged numbers, and then lo and behold, a couple of months ago, he contacted me again and said, "Hey, how would you feel about doing an episode?" And I was like, "Really?" He's like, watch an episode. Watch our latest
so you
episode.
hadn't seen one until he asked you that.
No, and he said, "Go and watch it and let me know what you think." And he sort of gave me the, you know, basic storyline that I'd be part of. And I watched an episode, and I texted him back halfway through the episode. I was like, "Yeah, I'm in."
It didn't take off. Now, when you were talking and you're out on the circuit, whatever, had you let it slip that you were an original series fan, or did he just approach you and say, "Oh, you'd be"?
You know, well, I know that it's out there in some interviews and stuff. It's not the first time I've been asked that question, because people have often asked, "Oh, are you familiar with the genre? Do you like sci-fi?" And I always harken back to that. I go, well, my intro to sci-fi was original Star Trek, and I love it.
Yeah,
I loved what it was about, and all the virtues that sci-fi can uphold, that I long for in society. You know, to live in a just and non-racist, non-sexist world.
Right.
Which I think only exists in the future, and I hope one day the future will actually meet the present. I don't know if that's possible, but
a lot of people are trying for that.
Yeah,
a lot of people are spreading the word, and you're here in a little corner of it.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
which is
Awesome. It feels nice to be a part of it.
Well,
it's kind of amazing to have, you know, watched Lieutenant Uhura as a little girl and gone, well, it's possible to be an actress in space. And then actually when I was doing Battlestar, some fan or interview or something, they made reference to that. They were like, you know, you're kind of like in the Battlestar world, like you're the Uhura in space, but in this world, being a South Asian, you know, sort of breaking that edge. And,
Did that set you? Had you not thought of it that way until they said that? Did that?
Yeah, I hadn't.
Sounds
seen
like
the
it stands out in your mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, because it was kind of like a full circle moment, and then shortly after that, I actually met Nichelle Nichols, and I told her about what this interviewer had said, and she was really sweet. She talked to me about Gene Roddenberry, and then I didn't realize that timeline wise, like Martin Luther King was walking the streets when they were shooting that show. So for her, it was like,
Well, and her famous story about wanting to quit and move on to something else, and he said, "Oh, don't you dare! We need you there."
Yeah.
And he basically encouraged her to stay and not leave.
wow.
Well, what did you? So you told Vic yes. But so what's in your mind? What did you expect versus what you found when you got here?
Well, I'll be honest, I expected something that was like a little bit more shoddy, perhaps. Like, but I got here and it's like,
oh no,
everybody's really good at what they do. And that wasn't based on the end product, but you think like I go to, big budget shows where things can be a bit shoddy in some ways, but I feel like, it's very professional. But more importantly than that, people are here because they want to be here. They love the show. They love what it was about. They're all good people working
You're
together.
so shocked. Yeah.
Well,
what a concept.
I mean, it's not super shocking. I'm very lucky to have worked on many projects with a lot of good people, but it's like, it's different when it's for love.
Right.
And certainly a lot of the shows that are for the money, when people are there for their money and then their heart isn't in it, I was very lucky on Battlestar Galactica that everybody's heart was in it too.
Right.
So this reminds me of that, where we were really proud of what we were doing. We were working hard. And I mean, that was an incredible experience. So to come here and be reminded of that is pretty darn special.
Yeah. Well, and you've seen, this is for an upcoming episode, so there have been several out there, and you've seen the Star Trek Continues fandom that's embraced it. And
yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but I'm just hearing that, they have many more views than they expected, which now that I'm here, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
The attention to detail, the love.
Right. And we got you out to the beloved Kingsland Applebee's.
Yes.
I'm proud that I personally was maybe the persuader, but I'm glad you came out, and I think you.
I had a good time.
You can't shoot here. It continues until you've sampled all the best of Kingsland.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I was surprised. I
there are quite a few places in Kingsland. It's a very nice town.
Well, it's the best of Kingsland, so there you go. Anyway, well, I can't wait to see you in that uniform, Lieutenant or Ensign. We'll say no. We're if people see this by now, they may know that we're playing a little misdirection here, but it's all in fun. But you do look awesome in that outfit. It was designed to look awesome on awesome people.
The outfit was very perfectly 60s space age awesomeness. Costume designer here is incredible. Makeup artists, everybody's really quite formidable and so nice.
Well, and it's a part that's going to be there for, a lot of people use it in their, whatever they do, whatever their craft is, they use it in their reels because it continues such a high bar.
Wow.
At times. But you'll always be part of it, Reka.
Thank you. I feel very lucky because I know it's probably not something that's going to last. So
yeah,
it's special to be here. Yeah.
Well, thanks for taking a second here with me in Trekland, and we'll see you around the quadrant.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, Larry.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, give Larry a little poke up there. Yeah. Okay, we'll get out of that there. And for the record, let's see. That was in 2017, but I think, that was some years ago. So, let's see. Well, as for what's going to be going on here soon, I'm about ready to start doing some prep work on that big Enterprise that's currently sitting. You might see the front of it back on the shelf there. I'm going to start, I'm going to get a table, set it back there, start breaking out the preliminary stuff to start, I'm thinking mainly to set all the, the internal lighting stuff and light blocking, stuff like that. I got some ideas about how to get those lights in the nacelles to look proper. Because one of the things, it's got LEDs, which not a necessity these. But one of the problems with LEDs, they're very directional. That's something they're having with the big model at the Smithsonian. Is using LEDs, and they got to diffuse that light some. And I think sometime, if anybody's watching, you get a hold of these guys. I'm going to try something, do a little dull coat, frost them a little bit, so when they light up, it's not just it spreads, it scatters, and that's a big thing. Because if you're doing internal lighting, a big thing is found out. Don't use silver. Silver just reflects back. Use white. You want to scatter the light. Because most of these light bulbs, you're not going to be a direct line of the reflection, so you're going to scatter as much as you can, so light more evenly. And do the same thing, and also with the little bit where the lights go into, chrome on that. Not silver, chrome. That one you want really reflective, but you want to diffuse as much as you can on the bulbs. And see if I can get some stuff lined up there and get working on that, and finally get that little project that's been gestating for about 5 years since we've been on the road, an involuntary tour of the hinterlands. So again, part of it is you can't really knock it too much, because I don't think we would have gotten to Kingsland, Georgia otherwise if we hadn't been forced to find something and end up down in Florida for a while. And then we're only a few hours away from so got to get there twice. And another thing with that blooper scene with the green screen, they're at the home. Yeah, no longer there. They now have a view screen. They were CGI and the whole thing. Now they have an actual view screen on the bridge with the panels next to it. So yeah, those sets are active. They're up, and they are constantly improving them. One day, maybe they'll get emergency manual monitor. That's my personal favorite little set. I don't know why. But it's not just up and you overlook the whole thing of engineering. It'd just be like sitting on like scaffolding still. That would be a fun little thing to get up to. If I could still possibly get up there. There's one thing I'm being constantly reminded of is I ain't 20 anymore. So, and there's been a lot of mileage on this thing. Most of it down in Florida, actually, with the tumbling through the weeds. Okay, we have been at this for about an hour and 20. And again, I'm trying to be upset about the audience. The audience got to like a 4 at one point. But I do this mainly for the repeats. So let me go ahead and dig up our closing bit here. So if you're coming along this later, PayPal link is in the description. Hopefully one day we'll be able to get more attention back on the Patreon and get that back up and going. And again, hopefully with the influx of some new gear and less moving in and more focusing on, okay, we're here, got the stuff, I can start doing stuff now, start focusing on this channel. And we can really start building this channel all over again, trying to reclaim some lost ground. So in the meantime, I'll talk at you later.